Hello everybody, welcome to a new week. The kids are coming home today. I'm looking forward to seeing them and hearing all about their trip to Disneyland Paris. It sounds like they've had quite a good time and I don't think the weather was too bad. I think it was terrible the first day, but I think it was better yesterday, so hopefully it's alright today as well. And I thought I'd bring you up here to what we call the narrow room, because it is a narrow room. I hope you can hear me over the traffic noise as well, because the road is just that and there's basically no protection from it at all. Well, for two reasons I've come in here. Number one, I sort of needed to fight my way in because I need to get to this stash of fabrics on that shelf unit, because I'm going to be making a goddess style dress and I need to pick out some colours for my client, my cousin, to choose from. So that's why I fought my way into this room, sort of pushing things to one side as I go. I am certainly not going to show you the whole room, but I thought you might be interested to see how I organise my Indian fabrics. This is just the Indian fabrics. And I have an overflowing bag. I think it might be 2 stashes worth of more Indian fabrics to put away, because that's from the stuff that I hand washed. I say recently, but it wasn't actually. It was probably a couple of months ago. And I thought you might be interested to see how it is they are all organised, because actually they are quite organised. It may look like I've got quite a lot, but when I do a wedding dress, if someone requests, say, a mermaid wedding dress, I would go to this section and this section would get depleted rather quickly. I use meters and meters and meters of fabric in my wedding dresses. They are full of frills and flounces and layers, and I reckon it's between about 15 to 20 meters of fabric goes into one of them easily. So you see, I have to keep all of this just in case someone happens to order a wedding dress in that particular colour. And what if 2 people or 3 people come along and order dresses in the same colour? That's why I need so much fabric. See, now you understand. Okay, so on this shelf unit we have the scarves and saris. As you can see, they start off blue and green, then they go pink and purple, and then they pile up. So I need to organise that. And I actually ran out of space for the sari pile, so the saris are also in this box. And that should be, yeah, that's that sort of gold, red, yellow, orange and gold in that box there. And then in the corner here, this one here are the shalwar trousers. Again, sort of in a colour order. I do have a design in my shop where I make an entire dress out of one of those pairs of trousers. If they're lined, the lining and the outer layer is enough to make a really nice fairy dress actually, but they don't seem to be that popular. They don't sell well, so I'm really just using them as fabric. They usually come up really wide in the waist and are also pleated, so when you cut the waistband off you end up with like that much fabric. It's that wide. So that's that stash there. Actually the trousers come up to here. These are all trousers as well. And then from here we have tunics that are in good quality, and I like the design of the top half. So that's the section I would go to. Often if the client wants sleeves, then I will go and find a tunic that's already got sleeves, because my style of working is draping and just sort of layering it over the mannequin. Often, and also because I'm using reclaimed fabrics, it's often hard to find enough of the same fabric to make 2 matching sets of sleeves, and it's also difficult when I'm just working in that sort of style to attach a sleeve pattern. So if a client wants sleeves, I go to this section and look for the colour they'd like. If I happen to have something with sleeves, then that's what I can offer them, and then I will alter it from there. Quite often I just cut them across the middle, or I'll just sort of cut in a random pattern halfway down and then start attaching all the other piles of fabrics to make a full length dress rather than a sort of just below the bum length tunic. So you're getting quite an insight into how I work here. And then following on from that section, we have from here to I think here, which are also tunics but with designs that I don't like or they are not suitable just to use as is, or if there's any other damage that they're just basically not good enough to use. So that section goes there. Again, I just go to that. Sometimes I just cut the sleeves off and add my own straps after and turn it into a strappy dress. And then the far left section is just for tunics that I know that I'm not going to use for any reason other than to cut up and just use their fabrics. So that's there. And then behind this pile, which is waiting to be sorted out, the lower shelf, which you can't see at all, is actually pairs of trousers that could potentially be turned into bloomers. I'm determined to bring back bloomers. I think they make a wonderful alternative to leggings and so much more interesting, and I love them. I think bloomers are great. Okay, so I'm gonna find somewhere to put you. Oh, sun's come out. That's nice and bright. So yeah, all of this is to go away, and what's in this black bag. And then over here, oh, and then this IKEA bag is full as well. So I am well aware that this room is very much in need of a declutter and a proper good tidy up. And I'm looking around, and actually I can see a few things that can be done quite quickly. I've got boxes that can be taken out, and I know there's a bag of dressing up clothes that I'm saving for my grandchildren, so that's for the roof. Yeah, I think once I have given it a tidy up, I might just save a proper tour of this fabric stash room for a video of its own, because of course you haven't seen any of this delightful stuff. Right, time to get on with it. To do with something like this, because on the one hand it's beautiful. I love the skirt, I love the, can you see all the layers in the skirt? It's beautiful. I love the chiffon sleeves and the design of the top bit, and then you've got this sort of slightly hideous beading on it. That's definitely one that I'm going to have to think about. Well, it took me a little longer than expected, but I'm really glad that's another job ticked off the list, and we can get in and out of this room now, which is good. And I've also got together a selection of saris for my cousin to choose from for her dress, so hopefully there's one there she likes, but as you can see, there's always more to choose from if that's not quite right. We're running out of daylight, so I will probably take photos of these for her tomorrow, so she's got a clearer idea of the colours. And now I'm off downstairs to the kitchen to make Jude's birthday cake. They're not getting back till quite late, so I don't know if we'll be doing that this evening or tomorrow. We shall see. Plain cake is cooked and there's a chocolate one in the oven. Does anyone else have that thing where everything they need to do requires something else to be done first? So I really wanted to get this living room done while the kids were away, but well, look, I'll show you what I mean. Right, so this box is the box that Loki's new bed came in. I want to keep it because I want to use it to put some of the horrible dirty stuff that's in the garden into to take to the dump. So that needs to go in the woodshed because that's the only place I can think of it going. I can't put it in the woodshed until I've taken out the cushion for my swing chair. The cushion for my swing chair needed to go in that delivery we got the other day, which is this garden box, which is great. Chris has done that. He made that today for me as a surprise while I was out to try and cheer me up a bit. So that's done. So I need to take that out in the garden so then I can do that and swap those things around. The other thing I need to do around here is clear up all the magazines that are everywhere. And yeah, magazines. It's all magazines. I've got too many magazines. The magazines belong in the bottom chest under this lot, which we moved out here last Christmas to make way for guests. The bean bags that we brought for guests to sit on are still here. I can't take them down because Loki's old bed is sitting in the bottom of the stairs. I can't get them past to take them down to the basement. Also, this one's got a hole in, so I need to sew that up. Oh, so what ends up happening is I go, oh, sod it, I won't do any of it then. I'll go and edit that YouTube video instead. And then I take a deep breath and I get over it and I think, one step at a time, bird by bird.
No. Hello. Wash my hands off, you Loki.
You pleased to see them, Loki?
Me him. We did. Saw new stuff on Star Tours.
Oh, did you?
But it was all in French, so I didn't know what was happening.
It was all in French.
Pretty much everything was in French. There's all these other extra bits.
Yeah.
And then you've got your photo pass thing on hand. I can't find mine again. And then you go up, and then you think you're going to do the drop straight away.
Yeah.
Because he comes down and says "Black" with voice. And we actually one time we went round, we did hear an English thing, and then you hear there's like someone coming down. It's all very 50s style models, like swinging across like this, and then you do the first drop.
Oh.
But yeah, no, it's 2 drops, not 1. I didn't know that. It was going up so steep, and I was like, this doesn't feel right. And it was so slow. We like stopped. It really didn't feel right, and then we're going up so high. I'm like, this isn't right. And I'm like, is it 2 drops? And it's like, oh yeah, did I not tell you? It's 2.
Hello, it's Saturday now. It's just waiting for Jude to get home from work. She should be here any minute. I've just been finishing cleaning up the living room. Before she went, I spent the morning listening to how they got on at Disneyland Paris, and it sounds like they had a really good time, but do not recommend the photo pass thing. They got home and found only 4 pictures online, and so they've got to email them and really hope that they've still got all their photos, and it sounds like it was a pain the whole time. Anyway, so I have hopefully just finished sweeping up those blimmin' little foam things from Loki's old bed from all round the floor, hopefully for the last time ever. This floor looks bloody good right now. Well, obviously it doesn't look bloody good right now. We clearly need a new rug, but relatively speaking, and look at Loki, flopped over. There's plenty of room in the bed, but it's flopped over the side with his head on the floor. Yes, I've got the little happy birthday banner up, taken Chris's cards down, and I've got her birthday cakes ready. Yes, we nearly always have 2. So she requested a Victoria sponge, but as Chris doesn't eat jam, there's also a chocolate one. And I don't think anyone's complaining at an extra cake. Well, we've ordered our takeaway, and now we're sitting down to watch Wall-E, because that's Jude's choice of film.
I remember crying constantly.
Really?
I remember crying a lot, but you know, this was over 10 years ago we watched it. I was much more of a crybaby, I think.
Oh, it wasn't over 10 years ago. We were here and we watched it at Christmas.
It came out in 2008.
Yeah, we were
So
here
it was
at
10 years
Christmas
ago?
and I fell asleep
No,
during it
not
because
yet.
I was absolutely knackered.
I could have sworn we watched it in the old house.
No, it was here with Nan and Grandad at Christmas.
No.
Yeah.
It was 9 years ago it came out, so it would have been...
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jude. Happy birthday to you. I wasn't quick enough. Loki, back. You're sorry all over. Okay.
Good morning, it's Sunday now. I knew we were going to be spending yesterday evening in here all together, so I quickly finished off the room and got it all done, and I'm quite relieved that it's all done. And it was really nice being in here for Jude's birthday cake. She didn't want to miss out on that, even though she went to Disneyland Paris on her actual birthday. But I have to admit, I'm feeling a bit like a disgruntled mum / wife today, because no one really noticed the effort that I went to. Rain pointed out one of the trunks that I brought in and said, is that a new one? And that was it. No one noticed that I'd cleared up all the crap around the room. So this is why my house is such a dump, because when no one else in the family cares, it doesn't seem worth the effort just for me. And I'm guessing that there are a lot of people, and sorry to generalise, but probably mostly mums, that can sympathise with that. So on the plus side though, I did find a Vogue magazine that I'd totally forgotten I'd bought. And as it's Sunday, I'm justified in just sitting on the settee and having a look at it. Sorry to be a bit moany, I'm just a bit tired, because in order to get the energy to do the room, I took some Pro Plus a bit late in the day, and so it took me ages to get to sleep last night. So that didn't help at all. And I'll say bye, and I'll see you when I'm in a better mood. Hello everyone. Well, I'm afraid my weekly vlog has somewhat overrun because it's now Saturday and I should have finished this on Wednesday. But I know my last clip was of me having a little moan about being unappreciated for the effort of tidying up, and I said that I would end the vlog on something a bit more positive. I can't remember what day that was now, but I haven't really been feeling all that positive this week, which is why I just haven't vlogged. But I think I can end it positively now because I can tell you how I dealt with it, and hopefully that will help other people if they're having a bad day. I think I'm just having a bit of post-summer blues, you know, and I've just been waking up in the morning and walking the dog, and you can probably hear whining in the background, and I've just known straight away in the morning that I just felt like really rubbish. So the way I deal with it, and here's a bit of advice maybe, I don't know, everyone is different, but I deal with it by sort of like acknowledging straight away that I think, right, today's gonna be a crap day, let's just get through it. And let's get through it by keeping busy. So I don't dwell on the fact that I feel like I'm having a crap day. Also, I know when I'm not feeling great is that I know there's no point in me doing anything creative. So I don't sew, I don't write, I don't do any of my drawings for pyrography or anything like that, because actually that sort of stuff is quite difficult, and when it goes wrong, which it does do regularly, I know I'm not going to be in the best frame of mind to deal with it. So instead I am lucky enough that in my job I get to choose which sort of tasks I do. So on the days where I feel crappy, I get on with the repetitive tasks, the boring stuff, the admin, or the technical stuff like editing the videos I've made and editing photos. That's still actually quite fun. I enjoy doing that sort of thing, but it is more technical, and obviously there's creativity involved, but I don't have to, it's not so much mistakes you make on the computer can be rectified, so that sort of thing is easier to deal with if something goes wrong. And things like doing the account, just chop away at the tasks that you don't need to think about too much, they don't leave you with too much headspace, that sort of thing. And actually at the end of the week, now that it's Saturday, I've actually had a really productive week, and then that cheers me up and makes me feel better, because I do like knowing that I've achieved something. And so actually the last like 3 or 4 days I've got loads done, and at the end of the day that makes me feel good. The fact that, okay, it wasn't like my cheeriest and most imaginative day, but I've got loads done, and that makes me feel happy again. And so I think I can end this video on a positive note. And so I'll just say thank you for watching, and if you're new here, please do hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you again next time.